Hi boys and girls, it's Miss Zoe, and today we are going to be reading a story about Pete the Cat. This is the book that we're going to be reading from. It actually has 7 different stories in it, but today we're just going to read one. So this is the front cover of the book that we're going to be reading. I'm trying to get the glare from the light off of it. This is the front cover, and it says by James Dean, and that's the author. The author is the person who actually wrote the book. And then on the back cover, this is the back cover. It tells you a little bit about the story, or the stories. It actually has 7, like I said. And then it tells you what they are and all about Pete the Cat, who we're going to learn a little bit about today. So, this is the inside. I'm trying to let y'all see all of it. I'm sorry. So this is on the first page, it says Pete the Cat Storybook Collection. So let's go ahead and get to the one that we're going to read. So it's Pete the Cat, Pete's Big Lunch. And there's Pete with his big lunch that we're going to read all about. Here comes Pete. And he's thinking about lunch. That's a little thought bubble above his head. It's lunchtime. Pete is ready to eat. What should Pete eat? And he's thinking about bread, it looks like. He's got another little thought bubble above his head. A sandwich would be nice. Yes, Pete wants a sandwich. Pete opens the fridge. You can see all the stuff in his fridge. It looks like there's some milk up there and some juice. Can you see that? He takes out a loaf of bread. He finds a yummy fish. He adds tomato and mayo. So he's got the big loaf of bread and the fish there. Looks like he's holding an apple over here. Can you see that? Pete looks at his sandwich. It is too small. Something is missing. Pete knows what it needs. His sandwich needs an apple. Pete loves apples. His sandwich needs crackers. Crackers are crunchy, and Pete loves crunchy crackers. He's putting the crackers on his sandwich. Pete looks at his sandwich again. It is still too small. Do you think his sandwich looks small? Because I don't. Pete is very hungry. He's rubbing his belly. Past time for lunch. Here are all the things he adds to his sandwich. Pete adds a pickle. Pete adds cheese. Pete adds an egg. Pete adds 2 hot dogs, a banana, and a can of beans. It's a big sandwich he's making. Something is missing. Pete adds ice cream. He takes 3 huge scoops. He's putting ice cream on top of his sandwich. Pete's sandwich is too big for Pete to eat. Pete wonders what to do. Pete thinks and thinks. So he's thinking about what to do with this huge sandwich he has going on. I've got it, Pete says. Pete calls all of his friends. He's got his phone ready to call his friends. You see that? He asks them to come over. So he's got all his friends there, asking them to come over. Everyone goes to Pete's house. They're all very hungry. So it looks like they're skateboarding and riding their bikes to Pete's house. Pete's waiting on them at the door. Pete shows them his big lunch. "Are you hungry?" asks Pete. Pete's sandwich is big enough for everyone. "Dig in," says Pete. So they're all gonna eat this huge sandwich he's made. Pete's sandwich is good. Pete's sandwich is very good. Everybody enjoyed it. Pete's sandwich is all gone. Pete's friends are full. They liked Pete's big lunch. "Thanks for the lunch," Pete's friends say. "Thanks for sharing." They're all really happy that he shared his lunch with them. "You're welcome," Pete says. Sharing is cool. Sharing is really cool. Do you guys like to share? Sometimes? Okay. So let's talk a little bit about our story. What was the first thing that Pete put on his sandwich? Does anybody remember? Yeah, he put bread on his sandwich. Good job. Does anybody remember what else he put on his sandwich? What he put on it next, maybe? Fish? Yeah, good job. Okay, so we are going to, you all should have this worksheet, but I have to pull it up on my iPad. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look at some of the things that Pete put on his sandwich, and we're gonna look at the pictures and then match them to the word that goes along with it. It goes along with that item. So those are some of the things he put on his sandwich. We talked about the bread. There's no fish there, but that's okay. So with a pencil or crayon, you're gonna have to match the word to the object, okay? And we'll take a few minutes to go ahead and do that.